can't see.
And we are live. Oh no, you're blocked.
Ah.
I can hold on. I can try and adjust the mic here.
They can't see that we're twins right
See,
now.
you were sitting forward earlier, and your face was not blocked. So really, it's your fault. Say Primetime is amped for this show, though. As is Isaiah Hunt, Gleh in the house, Rangers King. What's up, Buddy Johnson? We're not friends right now.
Boom, Max. What up, babe?
I'm just playing, Buddy. We're good.
Cool.
All right, let me see. Okay, so obviously here we are for Mavs Fast Break.
Okay.
And apparently very similar-minded. You're also wearing a Dallas Prospect shirt, which would feature better if I can adjust this screen here. But interestingly, you have the version 1 Dallas Prospect t-shirt.
One retro style, baby.
Yep. And I've got the new one.
Yep.
I mean, really, if you guys are interested, both are available. But I mean, that's your call.
Yep. If y'all wanna purchase some, have you opened up the merch store yet? Not quite yet.
I don't have the merch store set up on the website yet, but it is running. If you guys have interest in any shirts or anything like that, just hit me up in like a message on Facebook or something. And we can set that up.
Yep, we're getting that all put together.
Probably break my green screen effect, but yeah, it does break it. But I have you showing now.
Hey, but now the mic is covering. But it doesn't matter. It's whatever. We are like Twinkies, though.
This is ruining the appeal of my setup here. I need to make this full wall green screen. Is what I'm
just paint it green.
To realize.
No.
No.
You're like, nah, F that.
No, I'd rather just hang a tarp.
What's up, everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? I must say, Texas.
Oh, it's worse.
Oh no!
There it is. All right.
Texas is back officially. Da, 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 da,
I think OU's defense was more that bad.
I'm a big Fairweather UT.
I mean, at least you give that little qualifier at the end.
Oh my God, yeah.
Most people who have been coming at me the last 24 hours are acting as if they were there through all of our times.
I mean, I was there. I watched. I was probably like,
there we go.
When like week 1 of college football, I was really excited about it. But then after week 1, I was like, okay, I'm good. NFL. I'm more of an NFL guy, but I'm also more of a NBA person.
Okay.
So I'm really excited for that.
2 games of preseason down. We're less than a week out now. We're what, like 4 days? 5 days?
Something like that.
No, it's not that soon.
No.
I want to say the graphic I sent you the other day was saying it's October 5th, 11 days out. So it's like the 17th. So we're like 10 days out then, if that's the case. Regardless.
Yes.
The season is nigh upon us.
We've had basketball action, you guys.
We have. And we've now seen Luka Doncic wearing the real Mavs uniform, not just the practice jersey.
Yes, not 1 time, but 2 times.
But twice, yes.
And I must say, guys, I have to apologize if you guys were following the live chat of Game 1. I am, so just to qualify, I am not the best social media person. I did my best, you guys.
You'll get some practice this season.
The amount of time it took me to write like 1 sentence down, people are like, "Oh, Dennis Smith is 6 for something or whatever." I'm like, "Dennis Smith, good job," or something like that.
No, you'll improve. So if you're curious what he's referring to, what we're going to try and do this season throughout the Mavs games, we can't go live obviously every time there's a game. There's 82 games. There's no way we could do that.
We can try.
I mean, even the live commentating, that would be extremely difficult to do.
Okay.
And I don't think that'd be practical. So what we're going to try and do instead is we're going to try and live tweet throughout the games, either Enyi or myself. That'll be on our Twitter account at Dallas Prospect, all one word.
Whoop.
And so you can get that. I'm also doing that for the Cowboys games this year as well. But we're basically trying to grow our Twitter presence because I realize, we've done pretty well on Facebook.
We have.
Obviously, we do very well on YouTube with all of you lovely, lovely people here.
Lovely lovelies.
But as far as Twitter, I've been slacking in that regard.
I have been as well.
The only place I'm worse than Twitter is Twitch, and that's because 90% of the time I forget it's there.
There's Twitch?
Yeah, we have a Twitch.
We have a Twitch.
So the reason we have it, I'm pointing at the screen, they can't see it, but it's up there under the icon
Yo,
list?
you know what I can do? Because I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K19, and I've been playing a lot of.
Are you wanting
online.
to jump on the Dallas Prospect Twitch to play 2K?
Yeah.
If you,
I haven't get my butt whooped a lot online though, so let me get better first.
If you got the setup to do it,
what will I need? Just well, there's the Twitch app on the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
I have well, my brother has my camera. I can easily steal it back from him.
Okay.
And then just
so
broadcast it through there.
Is it a webcam?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation webcam. Yeah.
Okay. Probably could set that up, and that would be good content for the Dallas Prospect Twitch account. I have it set up right now where anytime I go live on YouTube or anything like that, it goes live as well. Same with Periscope. So we're on Twitter live right now as well.
We're on Twitter live?
We are on Twitter live.
Periscoping.
But
all right.
Anyway, we need to 1v1. Glesh challenging you.
Bruh. You know what's so stupid? Like, okay, so how they do play now online, they have it in tiers. And of course the Mavericks are the third tier.
Mm-hmm.
I can only play only third tier teams, which that's kind of stupid. One. And then two, they have it broken up into like freshman, JV, whatever. And once you go up, the more historic teams are allowed to use. So I'm playing against like my Dallas Mavericks versus like historic teams. And of course, if you're in a historic team, they're going to boost you up a little bit because obviously they thought you're good enough to go back and put you back on the game. So of course they're all boosted. So I was like, that's stupid. Yeah. But anyway, I can go 1v1 with you, Gle. I'll whoop you though.
All right.
Hopefully we can still be friends afterwards.
As long as he likes us and stays subscribed.
There you go.
If you end up beating him bad enough that he unsubscribes, I will be upset with you.
He keeps talking that crap.
Teflon Breed, what up?
What up, Breed? Teflon. Oh, another thing I must say. I did watch the last podcast. I did catch all your guys' happy birthday wishes. I appreciate Darreck for giving me a shout out. Appreciate everyone here on the chat. Wow, Glass. No, I haven't even played on this tier yet. Tier 2, I haven't really played that. But anyway, that's besides the point. But I do appreciate all the birthday shouts out, guys. It made my day. I went out to eat at BJ's with my family. Had some pasta. It was good. It was a good birthday. But anyway.
Yeah, no problem at all.
We got to
refresh this, see if it fixes the counter. I feel like that's low. Oh, wait, that's viewers, not chat. Oops. Never mind. It's working.
What are you doing?
It comes back.
Boom! We added one.
Yeah. Sometimes that caches a little bit. I've done that before, and it's gone up from like 7, where I'm like, man, it feels like I got more people in the chat than this, and it refreshed, and it's like 47. Like, oh
okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about some Mavs, y'all.
Yeah. So now let's dive into the preseason action we've seen thus far. Obviously, we've had one show since the first game, the one you just mentioned that you weren't here for. Mm-hmm. Give us your thoughts so far, whether first game, second game, just on Luka Doncic so far.
Just Luka Doncic?
I mean, you can talk the team as a whole, but Luka's what most people are asking about.
All right,
that or second closest.
Here's my opinion about Luka Doncic.
You can't go super low.
Here's my opinion about Luka Doncic, people. You guys are not gonna like this. I'm just kidding. That guy can ball. I absolutely. It was fun. He's gonna be a fun guy to watch. Mm-hmm. He has great control. He's very poised. He doesn't rush. He's very skilled. Man, I mean, he's just gonna be fun. Even one of the funnest things he does is after a dead ball, he'll just like toss up some. Laissez-faire, whatever word I meant to say.
Laissez-faire?
That is, yeah. Laissez-faire. Super high floater to the basket, and it goes in. And everyone's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. He did that in China, I guess, and you even saw Mark Cuban react to it. Mm-hmm. Mark Cuban was like, oh my God, like, I can't.
Yeah. Like, he's definitely got a swagger to him and everything, and he's got an infectious energy. Yeah. And one thing I like as well, I mean, even when you see Dennis Smith hitting a 3 in a game or something like that, mm-hmm. He's doing the whole turn his back up and holding up the threes and everything, and I like that. I like that it's showing a little bit of rapport already between them, and it seems like they've already kind of hit it off.
On that note, I have to bring this up that it's been a long time since we had some young, talented guys on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that they're gelling together really well. I mean, even if it took them playing PlayStation together a lot, they play Fortnite. Everyone in Dallas knows now that Luka plays Fortnite all the time. Dennis just started kind of playing Fortnite, but you can just see them how they talk about it. They look more than teammates. They look like they're friends, and they generally look like they're gonna have a lot of fun playing with each other this year. And it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch these guys. I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those are my thoughts, people. Luka's for real. He's a real deal.
Well, what were you telling me before we went on air about what you were excited about with Dennis Smith and an element of his game you've been calling for him to add that it looks like he's actually
Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? First quarter, game 2. Dennis Smith drives the lane. Joel Embiid thought, I'm going to block this guy's stuff. But did you know what Dennis Smith did? And I told you guys, I've been telling you guys since, if this man adds this to his repertoire, he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be super dangerous. And he added it. And I think he only did it once. But it went in, and that's the point. Okay? He added the floater to the game. Sir. He did it. Giant killer. He added it, and it went in, and it was beautiful. And it was like the most basic floater too. And I got like so super hyped when I watched it. I was fanboying out. It's crazy. I was like, oh, he did it! Like he freaking dunked on Joel Embiid.
Right.
I was just like, oh my god, he did it! He did the floater.
Right. It's funny, at this angle it looks like you're trying to talk like straight down to the mic, and I was gonna comment something, and then I remember in my own videos half the time I'm like, yeah, you know how he's like.
But yeah, dude, it's good. Oh man, and he's shooting a lot better.
Yep.
What it looks like.
Now, I did notice this in the first game. He started electric. We know he had 15 points, and he was something like 6 of 7 or 6 of 8.
Yeah.
But he ended up like 8 of 17 for the game. He went really cold in the second half, or really just after the first quarter.
It's preseason, Darreck.
I understand that. I'm just saying that being the efficiency being one of the kind of knocks against him in his rookie year that hurt him in part with regard to the Rookie of the Year chase. Because, I mean, even if he had been good, it would have been hard to beat Mitchell and Simmons. But that was one of the knocks against him that I think kind of dropped him off a little bit. So when he started white hot, I was sitting here like clapping my hands like, all right, I'm going to start writing this article now about most improved player campaign. And then the rest of the game happened. I was like, I'll just save that in the save for later documents.
Hey man, it's preseason.
Yeah.
I'm only going to use that when it hurts. When the thing we're talking about is not good.
Yep.
Even though he went 15 points in the first quarter, I'm excited about that. And that was against real NBA talent, not the Beijing Ducks. So it's once again, it's going to be a good season.
Did you see Dirk's guitar?
I did see Dirk's guitar. It was funny. And
hey,
who
that
presented
was
him?
Mav,
Who presented him with the guitar? Wang Zhuzhu. People don't realize he was in the NBA before even Yao Ming, and I think if I remember the story correctly, we brought him here to give us kind of the inside track to getting Yao Ming in Dallas, but it didn't work.
It did not work.
But hey, he gave us.
Yeah, I popped when I saw him on that because I've told them before. The era of Mavs basketball I started with was the Dirk Nash Finley era, and that's where Wong and everything fit in. So yeah,
I remember my dad got so excited about him. My dad doesn't even watch basketball. He just wanted to say Wang Zhu. Yeah, he had the super African accent. Wang Zhu. Yeah, I'm like, Dad, stop it.
Nice.
But anyway,
yeah. I see Teflon Breed saying he's been impressed by Kostas so far in limited action. I felt like he's had pretty good showings.
You know who's been the most impressive guy in these last 2 games?
Is it the very next person that commented?
Wait, who?
Very top?
Huh?
Ranger King.
Maxi! Yeah. Yes!
Yeah.
Man, going into the season, he was, in terms of moving the needle, he's, down there. It's like, yo, you can put Ray Spalding on top of him. In fact, I probably, on some rosters on my NBA 2K, I put Ray Spalding ahead of him. But once they update it, I'm probably have to put...
it looks like he's added a bit of a 3-ball, too.
He did.
Like a more reliable.
Yeah, so his main problem last year is he was struggling with the range. He was a very good shooter overseas. And you can tell, but every time he shot the ball, it was always short. It was always on target, but it was always short.
Front iron
now
and all that.
Yeah, now he worked on it. Now I feel like, and he's sneaky athletic too.
Yeah,
he's getting some
block
boards.
shots.
Yeah, he was getting
some nice boards. He dunked alley-oop, all that.
Yeah, and you add in that he can hit that three. If he hits it at a way better clip than he did last year, I mean, he can be
a good role player for sure.
Super solid rotation player for the Mavs.
Absolutely.
Someone that the Mavs fans for life can be excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Rangers King also pointed out the shot that you were talking about with Luka is the Steph Curry challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the term for that kind of play where dead ball and just flip it up from where it goes in or whatever.
I guess that's where all the young kids are doing that.
Yeah, that's probably where he picked it up.
Steph Curry? I felt like that's a dance or something.
Kent Ketchum says, love this guy, Luka. He's going to have ups and downs. I know this. He just seems so much thicker than I thought.
Yeah.
And he's only 19. Yikes. I've heard that he is thicker than a Snicker, and I have verified this.
He is indeed thicker than a Snicker. That's another thing I have. I know that the NBA 2K, look, I play the game a lot.
I'm hearing multiple videos a week.
But anyway, yeah. So I know NBA 2K gets their information for. Is that your? Let me see your phone case.
Dirk Fedor.
Looky here. Where's the camera? Yeah,
camera's right there. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
Don't go Nickelback. We want people to keep watching.
White people don't like Nickelback, which it's a thing. I just don't understand why. I actually kind of don't mind them. Anyway, but what was I talking about?
You get the hell off of this show.
What were we talking about again?
We were talking about Maxey. We were talking about the Steph Curry challenge. Oh, Luka thicker than a Snicker.
Okay, yeah. So I know NBA 2K gets their information from probably the Mavs website. And this is probably on Luka saying, hey, I don't want to be known as 6'8", but they have him listed as 6'6", 218. He does not look 6'6", 218.
No, I heard he was like 6'7".
He looks solid 6'8".
Okay.
If you look at some of the pictures that he took during media day, if Harrison Barnes is really 6'8", that's what I'm going off of. If Harrison Barnes is 6'8", he is standing, boom, right there, leveled with Harrison Barnes as Darreck is pulling up a photo.
No, that's not what I was pulling up.
As Darreck is not pulling up a photo.
Darreck is getting ready the next thing, which Max Ranger King just referenced. Continue with your point. I'm pulling it up. It's attributed to Luka. Yeah.
So, was it the documentary?
No.
Okay. Which I saw that, by the way. Max or Rangers King. I don't know what you want to go by if you want to go by Batman or Bruce Wayne. But anyway, yeah, so he's not 6'6", he's 6'7", 6'8". He probably looks like 225, probably 230. He looks big, and if he's a little bit more pudgier or whatever, he can.
He hasn't been in an NBA strength and conditioning
That's what I'm saying.
Yet,
yeah,
so
once we convert that, we're gonna see some things that we can really be super excited about. I know I say that a lot, but we have first time in a long time. Probably,
So this is what Max was referencing here. This was, who's this guy? Jonathan Giovanni? Is that how you would say that?
I don't know.
He was on Zach Lowe's podcast right before the draft, and he was talking about Luka. Browns win. Baker gets first win as a starter.
Hey.
This is what I have to rely on. I have to live vicariously through the Cleveland Browns this weekend because that's what my week has been. Anyway,
I'm a Baker fan.
Giovanni says, this is the quote from the podcast, which Max Ranger King was nice enough to send to me. I gotta pick one or the other. I can't say Max Ranger King. It doesn't sound as good. That's like saying Bruce Man Batwoman. It's like taking part and part.
Tell us in the freaking chat. Would you want to go by Max or would you want to go by Rangers King or Batman or whatever?
All right. So here's the quote: the teams in the playoff, the good teams love him. The bad teams hate him. A lot of teams tell me we have him 6th, 7th, or even 8th on their boards. I think there's a backlash, honestly, against him, where it's like you're told a guy is so good, every single day, that people start to say, no, he's not. They go watch him and say, Now, this is the problem with it being a written script of conversation is it's so broken. Like, like it's like just get to the point, sir. There's always going to be a level of disappointment when you're told this guy is like built up, this kind of LeBron James type figure, and you go and watch him and you're like, that's it? Really? 6 months from now, I have a feeling we're going to be out here like, what the heck were these guys smoking, honestly? Zach Lowe then asks, really? Because you think Doncic is going to be that good? The guy answers yes. A little bit more on this. I think he still has a lot of upside too. I really feel like he's that good right now, but once you get him in an NBA strength and conditioning program, he's got some baby fat to shed. I think he can get a lot more athletic, actually. So that's one of the things you hear people question. He's such an early bloomer physically, so they feel like that's what he is now. That's what he's going to be. I have a hard time accepting that, honestly. I mean, he just turned 19 years old. People wonder how much of his game is going to translate, but he's the only guy to play against NBA talent. He's played really well versus Spain and Croatia. I can't see how he doesn't translate. I really can't, or really don't. So there you go. And there's Ranger King giving more context again. Draft Express. That's what that guy's from.
Oh yeah, and I've also in the latest Jalen and Jacoby podcast. I really didn't watch it. I just heard a little section of it because I searched Luka Doncic on my YouTube. They were talking about, I guess, draft night, and Bill Simmons was there too. He was a guest star. Yeah, and he was saying that it was basically highway robbery what the Mavs did with trying to get Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
They were saying like he was that good. Like people are beginning to recognize, people are recognizing how good Luka Doncic is and can be, and
I've heard people say that he should have been the number 1 overall pick, and perhaps he should have. But it's also one of those things where I understand why a lot of teams looked at like DeAndre Ayton and just saw like the physical specimen with the range he has. And said, no, that's our number 1. But I could say if he hadn't been 1, he should have been 2. Yeah. He should have been over Marvin Bagley, I think, at least. But I'm not going to complain. Tell you what, the only thing I'll complain about is that the Mavericks got a raw deal in the original ping pong ball drawing where they wound up 5th instead of 3rd like they were mathematically projected to be, because then we had to give up a first rounder to get him.
Yeah, we could have just drafted him.
Yep, would have been it.
We could have went into this season like, hey, just
even if things fall off, hey, we got that first round pick next year. So,
if you didn't want to tank again, that's something we can trade to get. Some more talent.
Right.
So,
but anyway,
it is what it is. Though.
Interesting tidbit there. Thanks, Max, for sending that. Let me see here. I want to make sure I'm caught up on everything. Curry challenge. We address that.
Dennis Floater season. Let's go.
Ketchum 0 for 4 on threes. Missed half your free throws. I think he's talking about. Was that game 2 for Luka that he had that performance? Because I know from the free throw line, both him and Dennis Smith have struggled a little bit in the preseason.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they're gonna have to work on that for sure. I'm not worried about a 0 for 4 3-point shooting performance in a second preseason game, though. Honestly, like you're just getting your legs under you, you're getting in shape and everything. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, the only game before that was a week ago, and they just traveled literally halfway around the world.
Right. Dennis is our Finley of this generation. Ultra hops and a bit of a thug. I mean that with respect all day. All right. Interesting.
That's an interesting take. Most people view him as the super athletic Steve Nash of our generation.
Steve Nash mixed with Russell Westbrook.
Mixed with, let's say, Steve Francis.
You really want to avoid that comparison, even though you were the first one to bring it. I brought it up. You were the first one to bring it to my attention, and now you rage so much against it.
Hopefully, he's Russell Westbrook, but a little bit more.
Did you guys see that little death glare he showed me when I said that? As soon as I said Russell Westbrook, just stared daggers through me.
I mean, I honestly think he's the most overrated player.
Oh, okay.
But I'm only vlogger. I'm not even a blogger, so what do I know? Anyway,
I would say commentator for this?
Not even. Yeah,
I mean, not like an in-game commentator, but like kind of this, like for our platform.
I can be an in-game commentator. commentator. I'd be really good at it. I'd be damn good at it, actually.
Well, hey, tell you what, if you guys want to come out sometime during the season for a Mavs watch party with us,
Yep.
we will do a pregame thing before that. Then we'll commentate throughout the game, Enyi and I. You guys can come out, hang out with us, have some drinks and all that. And we'll have a good time. We'll make it like the Cowboys watch party I did with Law week 1 for the Cowboys. But we'll do that for the Mavs every so often if you guys want. If you guys want, and more importantly, if you guys will turn out, we'll do that, and we'll have a good time. We'll make it a regular thing.
Turn out and turn up.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Glad, why does the games have to be so early? I missed the one of the 76ers because of school.
Yeah.
It's because it's in China, that's why.
Super China.
The time difference
they're
just
literally 12 hours ahead.
Yeah. So
of Eastern Standard Time.
That was prime time, their time.
Yeah. So the game Monday.
Not to be confused with
what?
Say prime time.
But
if he's here, he got a little chuckle out of that. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or he groaned. I don't know.
So
that's weak DDP.
So the game tomorrow is going to be at 7:00 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
So 6:00
Okay.
our time. So the real MFFLs, I'm sure the Mavs Twitter will post a link to actually watch the game, because that's how I watched it. I watched it when I was like getting ready for work, and I watched it at work. And you know, it was cool. I mean, I got my Mavs game out before the day was done, before I even got my day started, and that's a great way to start a day, to be honest with you. But it was fun.
Works with either title, so I'm gonna start saying.
I'm gonna say Max. It's easier.
Bruce Man. What was it? Batwayne? Bruce Man Batwayne.
Bruce Man Batwayne. Okay.
He said either one, so. All right. Costa 6'10" says Teflon. Yes, sir. Honestly,
yeah, Costas was freaking catching bodies out there game 1.
Yeah, he was. His athleticism is unreal. If he can just get a little bit disciplined with regard to his defense and not getting in foul trouble, he could be a good role player for the Mavericks immediately. One of my
main takeaways for these last 2 games is I'm definitely going to a Legends game sometime this year. Definitely. Especially when Spalding is probably on assignment down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Daryl Macon's going to be playing. I know Costas is going to be playing. I know Spalding's going to be playing. I'm definitely going to have to stop and watch a freaking Legends game. It's going to be freaking awesome.
Yep.
Who's with me? Anyone in the chat with me? No? All right.
Honestly, Kent Bazemore might even be better for the Mavs than Wes Matthews.
Hey.
So I honestly thought that at the time. I would have rather them taken that deal from Atlanta.
Than the first round pick?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
To trade Wes for Bazemore. The reason they didn't want to do that is because Bazemore has 2 years of a bad contract left versus Wes on his last year, which means he's a trade asset at the deadline. Potentially. I mean, obviously you're hoping his health and that his level of play is high enough to warrant it, but I looked it up at the time. Bazemore has 2 years left on his deal, so I don't know. I would have preferred that deal and kept your first rounder, but Dallas turned that down to keep Wes Matthews.
Yeah, they like Wesy Wes.
Yep. Sacrifices are never easy, guys. I'm cool with the pick. Yeah, no, I mean, by no means am I lamenting the loss of a first round pick, saying, "Oh, I don't even want Luka if I had to give up my first rounder next year."
I kind of was, but I'm over it.
Well, yeah. You were not initially on board, not the most off the board person we had within the prospect, but
I mean, I'll live up to it. I know I made mistakes. You own up to it.
Yeah,
I was super on the Michael Porter train. I'm still kind of on it too. If there's any way to get him here,
Dejan Zili. How would you say that?
Dejan Zili.
Zili. Wes is the weakest link in the starting 5. I think so.
I mean,
at this point, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm tired of seeing him try and go ISO.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
What is with that?
People were looking at me crazy when I was at work. I was like, "Yo, Wes, stop. Yo, if we sign Chris Middleton, yeah."
Yeah, he changed his Twitter name to that.
I saw that.
Yep. Took a page out of your book.
Yep. Definitely do it. Speaking into existence, I'm definitely down for a Chris Middleton addition to the team. Definitely for the right price. He's definitely going to be good. Very solid defender, 3-point shooter, long, rangy. He's probably like 6'7", 2 guard. So he adds a little bit more length to our lineup, but also is exactly what we need.
I think Max was excited about the watch party idea.
Yeah.
Although he's correct in the time of the game.
I have to look that up. I could have sworn they said 7 Eastern.
So I'll wake up for it. So it's another super early game?
Yeah, 7. It's either going to be 7 a.m. our time or 6 a.m. our time.
Dejin says, Luka can miss a lot, but he will always find a way to be useful for the team.
Yep.
I agree. So I've got an article coming out for the Mavericks for Dallas Sports Fanatic. I actually wrote one a few days ago as well, and then I have another one coming out any time now. Not a play on words for any.
Oh, yeah.
But I have another article coming out as well. I'm just waiting on the editor to finish looking it over, my editor over there. But that article in particular, the one from a few days ago, is talking about why the Luka Doncic hype is great for Dennis Smith Jr. and basically how Luka is gaining so much of the attention that Dennis Smith Jr. is kind of flying a little bit under the radar, whereas last year he was the focal point, and how that's, one, good to motivate him, and two, good for him to just kind of fly under the radar.
Literally flying under the radar.
Yes, in his case, yes, literally flying under the radar. As far as being able to impact games and really shine for the Mavericks, I think that's one thing. Because last year, again, he was the focal point, and we had less options on the court with him. And so defenses were able to just really focus on him for the most part. He was the one guy that, I mean, he wasn't the only playmaker. Obviously, Devin Harris and J.J. Barea are playmakers too. But when Dennis had the ball, it just seemed like there was more defensive attention on him, and it kind of at times limited what he could do. And now, playing with Luka Doncic, he won't have to have as much of that burden while also having better teammates, and you also add in DeAndre Jordan, what he'll allow him to do. I just think he'll have, I think Dennis Smith Jr. is a real candidate for most improved player. I think so.
What do you think the kind of stat line we'll be looking at if he is in contention for most improved player?
So last year in 69 games, he had 15.2 points, 3.8 boards, 5.2 assists, and 29.7 minutes a night.
Okay.
So if he's going to be most improved, let's say he elevates to 18.5 points a game, goes up about 3 points. Boards, that probably won't change a whole lot. Maybe he's like somewhere in the 4.5 range.
Probably go down, actually.
You would think, theoretically, because of DeAndre and Luka, that it probably would go down. Assists, that's another one of those that at 5.5, it could go either way with him, because I have Luka projected in the high 5s, low 6s as far as his season average for assist as well. So if that's the case, it's hard to say, but I think the biggest place you'll see Dennis make his leaps forward or big step forward, whatever, is his overall scoring efficiency. So he won't be a sub 40 field goal percentage.
Rangers King is right.
Of course. He'll be better than the 31% from the line, from 3-point line. And so that'll go up, and his overall scoring will go up as a result.
Yep.
So that's where I have him making the substantial change. I have him being, he really needs to be the Mavs' #1 scoring option. I don't know if he's quite there yet.
But I do think he's taking strides.
Yeah, if he's not the #1 option this year, he'll be the #1 option next year.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'll do a whole write-up on that. But I already have the article up on why I think he'll fly under the radar and why that's good for him because of all the hype around Luka. I'll have a more in-depth breakdown probably once we get a little bit into the season and I can see how he's kind of playing out through the early portion regarding what I think as far as his chances on most improved player. The other article I got coming out soon for Dallas Sports Fanatic is basically talking about the rare company that Luka Doncic will need to join if he is going to win Rookie of the Year.
All right.
And that's something that it's one of those things where I just had an idea for, I wonder how many guys have done this. And I did a little research into it, broke it down, compared stat lines across previous award winners and guys from his position, and just kind of painted an interesting narrative. So that's my next piece on that. I think it's good enough that if once it goes live, it could even wind up on Bleacher Report and be my first Mavs article to do that. That'd be sweet.
So everybody go on your app stores or whatever nots and download Bleacher Report.
I'm trying to figure out your advice here.
Yeah, put Mavs on your
favorite teams and you'll see my stuff pop up.
He has a couple of Cowboys articles up there. So I mean, we're seriously legitimizing, if that's even a word. Did I say that
Legitimizing?
right? Legitimizing the movement of Mavs fandom on the YouTube platform, on the whole interweb. It's gonna be cool.
I mean, you guys were talking about speak it into existence. That's everything we're doing. I mean,
this is something I got really excited about. So the whole thing. Basically when we got Dennis Smith last year, what was one of the things I was saying? He would be great for
recruiting.
Not recruiting too, but marketing.
Yeah.
So I saw an NBA commercial, and the last clip that they showed
was
Dennis bouncing the ball to himself.
The self-boop.
Yeah, the self-boop.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm weird about this. I don't know why, but I care about this stuff. But it's not all that, especially when Dirk was our main guy, as much respect as Dirk gets, as much love as Dirk gets. And we see it in China, too. They freaking love Dirk Nowitzki and Mark Cuban in China. But he was never, when the whole NBA was doing their marketing stuff and doing commercials and stuff like that, and they'll do like all the big plays and stuff like that, you'll probably see very rarely a Dirk turnaround fade or whatever, just because it's Dirk.
Right.
But you never really
unless it was the year right after the title, and then you'll get one of those NBA big ads where it's his fadeaway or whatever in the finals.
And then we never really saw much of anything in terms of the Mavs. You'll go whole commercials without even Mavs being brought up and stuff like that. So it was really cool seeing Dennis being featured on a commercial. It was cool seeing him being featured on the 2K19 trailer play, even though it was just him.
Thank you, William.
I did see that. I read that. If you didn't catch me reading that, because I saw the one down here, because I listened. Okay. I listened to their podcast a lot, and then I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I went up and I was like, "Heck yeah, I freaking do!" Because those guys sometimes.
Yeah. Hold on, let me. Oh wait, sorry. What were you finishing up saying?
What was I finishing up saying?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I was distracted by a stray compliment. The Mavs, the commercials.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just cool seeing them being featured on commercials.
Absolutely.
Getting some representation.
Yeah. Christian Montgomery, the Mavs are going to be a lot better than people think. We stayed close to a good Sixers team without Dirk, Jordan,
Harrison,
or Barnes. Yeah. That's true. I would also caution it is preseason, so it's not like we're seeing.
Hey man, they're playing against NBA talent.
Yes, they are, and we saw at least on some possessions there, Ben Simmons really D up Luka very well in transition.
It's only preseason, bro.
Now look, I say it's preseason. You're like, hey, NBA competition. Now you're like, it's only preseason. Come on, man. It's a good first test. They did look good. Yeah. I think they will be very competitive this year. They were very competitive last year. They lost 22 games within 6 points, which is an NBA
record.
No, wait.
It's a record.
Within 4 points was 22. I think within 6 points was like 30. Something like that. But they set an NBA record for like close losses basically last year, and that was without near the talent they have now. So they will be hyper competitive. They will be very exciting. They could be very good, but
we were sort of kind of trying to lose last year too.
Yeah,
not necessarily trying to. Like the players weren't trying, but we weren't super down.
We were tanking, then we weren't, and then we were tanking somewhere in the middle.
Not again.
William, I really liked your article for Dallas Sports Fanatic. It was unbiased and concise. Thank you.
Boom. You gotta read the shot.
Yeah, and then the shot down there talking about unlike Locked On Mavericks. Yeah. I've heard them before. I have not heard them in the last couple of weeks, and it sounds like a lot of people are raging against them lately.
They're some of their takes are weird.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely like to trade Dennis Smith, and I don't appreciate that.
Okay.
And I'm just
what are they saying? Trade him for?
I mean,
I don't want to trade him regardless. But are they saying like if they're saying just give me a first rounder, then I'm like, are you high?
No. Nothing super egregious, but it's just the fact that they're already willing to trade. They're so on this Luka Doncic hype that they're like, F it, like let's just get everything that's happened pre-Luka, we don't care about.
So restart the rebuild with now that we got Luka.
Yeah, they're like, well, let's try to trade Dennis for someone in the. I think they're probably when they're talking about trying to get Jimmy Butler here.
I don't want Butler. The cost is already too expensive. His trade to
that
Miami
was
fell apart.
That was one of their hypotheticals. Like,
I mean, I had interest in the discussion for Butler.
Yeah.
But then when we've seen how it's played out and what Minnesota wants, no. Wait until that price drops.
I kind of would roll with Chris Middleton above.
Yeah. I think that's a better, he would be a more complimentary piece, and he would be less of a distraction, I think.
And he's younger.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because he's been in the league for a while. How old is he? Let me
I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. would qualify for Most Improved Player. He was already a lightning in a bottle, just some seasoning. No, I mean, anyone can qualify for Most Improved Player. I mean, yes, he was lightning in a bottle last year, but if he shot 39.5% from the field overall and 31%, just over 31% from the three-point line.
What was I trying to look up?
You were trying to look up something Middleton, how long he's been.
Oh, yeah.
So if he were to change his percentages and go from like sub 40 to let's say he shoots like 46% or 47% from the field overall, and his 3-point average raises to like 35.5%, 36%.
He's probably looking at averaging 20 points.
Yeah, if he's doing that while averaging 19, 20 points or better a game, that's in the debate. That's absolutely in the debate, because if you look at last year's winner, Victor Oladipo. Now Oladipo took a huge leap forward, but that's not common for the Most Improved Player. It's usually less of a leap like that.
Because he probably wasn't playing with Russell Westbrook anymore. But.
It's also because he was the #1 option on a team perfect built for that. But we'll step aside from that. That's a debate for another time.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Chris Middleton.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
27.
All right, thank you. You think you're so good, don't you, Max?
I mean, it took you 5 minutes to look it up, so
okay. So I got on my phone. I got it.
Hold on. I want the record to show. There's nothing. Wait. I can't show names on here for certain recent searches.
Anybody. I'm sorry.
keep your search history clean. I was gonna turn it to the camera, but I didn't want to do you like that.
Anyway. So I forgot what I was saying.
I know where your mind is right now, so let's try and get focused back here. Let's see here. Oh, check this out. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me hit this Ranger King thing first. Honestly, this sounds crazy, but it might not mind starting Maxey in favor of West. Maxey must be able to defend threes.
No,
Harrison Barnes at the 2.
I feel like we need to probably add a little bit more defense on our starting lineup.
Probably.
Because we have Dennis and Luka are probably going to struggle a little bit with their defense.
Yeah.
Even though we have Harrison Barnes, who's good at defense, and DeAndre, who's going to be the anchor.
Yep.
I would much rather have multiple perimeter defenders to help with Luka and Dennis, so we can put them in better matchups. So that is, on paper, that does look good, especially what Maxey is showing us right now. But, I'd rather have Maxey come off the bench and hit threes, and I don't know how he's going to get playing time if he keeps doing what he's doing, because he has to fight with, Dwight, Salah, Dirk. But Dirk is probably going to be out for a couple of weeks, so that's going to be time for Maxey to step up and show us what we show the Mavs fan and Rick Carlisle and everybody what he's got and what he's been working on.
Sure. So
this is time. You better take advantage.
Can't shout out your name because the characters are not ones I know how to say. But believe it or not, I am a Mavs fan from Jeddah. Is that how you say it? Jeddah?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Hope we make it to the playoffs. Yeah, man.
Are you commenting from there, or
are you just from there, or are you literally there right now commenting? Either way, that's cool. That's our
awesome.
That's our first person from Saudi Arabia, so that's cool, man. You have come to the right channel for Mavericks content.
Yep.
Let's see. He plays the game like a new driver on the road. 45 in the 25. His game is so fast right now. If he slows down just a little bit, his game will come to him.
And he's referring to
Dennis Smith.
Okay.
I think that's true, and that'll come with, as you said, more experience. Now he'll have more help. He'll have to shoulder less burden while also being a little more refined himself. We've seen that at times in the preseason, even where he's, whether it's his first quarter explosion against the 76ers or just his performance in the first game, which I think he was 6 of 10 from the field in that game. I mean, he was a little rough that first game, but he still had 16 points, and it wasn't that bad statistically for him.
Yep.
Let's see. You guys...
I was going to say, bro, that's a good question right there. Teflon's question.
That's what I was hitting.
Oh, my bad.
You guys think Brokoff replacing McDermott will work or Finney-Smith? Do I think replacing McDermott will work with Brokoff? I think Brokoff will take a little time to adjust, but I do think he will be a good and certainly much cheaper option.
He got 3-point layups. That's what he got.
Brokoff?
Yeah, 3-point layups, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's an automatic 3-point shooter. I know Enyi is still upset. My depression over Seth Curry is his depression over Doug McDermott.
I mean, I like the guy. I liked him before he even came on the Mavericks, but whatever.
You said you listened to the last show, right? So you heard the clarification that I got from, of course, Max regarding the Seth Curry situation.
Max. What did Max say now?
On Seth Curry, Dallas did try to bring him back.
Seth Curry?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We commented how we were so frustrated they didn't just outspend him.
Yeah.
But it was his choice. I don't know if he took less money than Dallas offered. That's not clear. But he made the decision that he would be going to the number 3 team last year in the West, have I don't know if it's a guaranteed 6-man role, but a much less crowded backcourt where he could have more of a role.
That's true.
Play with one all-star and one superstar.
That's a very good point.
As opposed to fighting for breath here. That's why Yogi, I was trying to say
Kobe.
got cold feet and somehow 4 words mashed into one to come out Kobe. But yeah, that's why Yogi got cold feet after initially agreeing to come back to Dallas. So interesting note there. So Dallas did want to bring him back. They were disappointed they couldn't bring him back, but they had to make adjustments. They will miss his presence, but you can't do anything if the guy just doesn't want to be there anymore.
Talking about Yogi?
No, at that point I was back to Curry.
Oh.
So regarding Brokoff, I think he'll be good. I think he might take a little time to adjust, but I do like the pickup for sure.
And Finney-Smith has been playing pretty well lately too.
I have seen that so far in a couple preseason games. Yeah. Marketing Matters commenting on your post earlier or your comment earlier.
I appreciate that, William Phillips.
Luka has his own 2K19. They will know your name trailer as well.
Really?
There you go,
bruh. See, that's good. That's good for the Mavs future because people see that.
It's almost worth just calling Max like our remote host at this point. Like he's our host on remote, locking things down in the chat.
He's definitely a professional researcher.
He's gonna be an NBA scout. It'll happen. He's a little young right now, but it'll happen. I got confidence in him.
Hey, you gotta remember where you came from, bruh.
39 games under 5 points. Is that regarding Dennis Smith last year?
Who? No.
39.
Yeah,
you can't have 39 under 5 and still average 15.
No, you can't.
Not when you played 69. You'd have to average so many points in those other 30 games.
Who said that?
William. William, who are you referring to?
Let us know.
Mavs are only going to win twice as much as last year and win the 8th seed. I said only. There's no only in there. So win twice as much. So they were 23, so that'd be 46 wins if they did that. I don't see 46.
Yeah,
Vegas has the over-under at 34.5. I would say Dallas is probably looking somewhere in the 37 to 41 range sounds good. I was going to say high 30s, but yes, 37 to 41 is probably good. That would miss the playoffs. That's the most likely thing. Now, if they catch lightning in a bottle, maybe they can push for that 8th seed. Everyone stays healthy. Yeah. Jordan's dominating on the boards, blocking shots.
He's playing like Lob City.
Dirk is still off the bench, averaging 12 or better. Luka is that bad man that we thought.
6 man of the year.
See, Dirk's gonna miss the home opener this year, the season opener.
Gotcha.
It's almost guaranteed because they're saying he's weeks away, not days away, with his latest set. It's not a setback. He has lingering soreness in like the tendon and everything, and they're saying that it'll be only the second time the Mavericks opened a season in the Dirk era where he could not play.
What was the first one? OJ Mayo. That was that time. Yep. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
20-something games.
Yep. You're right. They opened at the Lakers and beat them.
With Eddie Curry as our starting center
against Dwight Howard and Kobe and Steve Nash. Yep.
That was good times.
Okay.
Metal Keys. Good times.
33 losses in a game decided. God, he's so on top of this. 33 points in a game decided by 7 or fewer, most all time. That's the stat I was trying to say earlier.
Where were you a couple months ago, Max?
Where were you?
You know how hard it was for us to get those words out of our mouth a couple months ago? We were like, they have some stat. They lost the most amount of least games.
Where were you on the night of October?
Like we couldn't.
like interrogating them. Like, where were you?
That is the stat we were looking for.
And we've been misquoting it, but we've been trying to say that. I was saying
but y'all know what we meant.
I said like north of 30 and 6 points. It turns out it's 33 and 7. But right sentiment, it is the most all time. Isaac Harris is a
one of the hosts of Locked On Mavs. Is a fan. He miswrote.
Oh, is a fan.
She doesn't do very often.
Gotcha. Of Harrison Barnes. Gotcha. Butler is 29.
Yeah. So Isaac Harris. I'm not throwing shade. They just have different opinions that I sometimes don't agree with.
King busy.
But he's from the Kentucky area.
Okay.
He loves UNC. He's a big, like, his favorite player of all time is Vince Carter.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So he loves UNC. So of course he loves Harrison Barnes, and he is more likely to trade in terms of his opinions. If you were to log them all and you want to, like,
his bias shows.
Yeah, his bias shows he's more willing to trade Dennis Smith than he is Harrison.
Gotcha. See, that's the thing with me is, in any sport I'm talking about, we could be talking college football and OU. I try to take the step back emotionally and just analyze it on the surface.
Yep.
And
I don't.
Because here's the thing. Here's why I hate emotions. They're fleeting. They change.
Yep.
They're fleeting. They change.
I agree, yes.
You know what doesn't change, though? Stone cold facts.
Nope.
Concrete facts do not change. They don't care what you think. They don't care anything like that. And that's just how I try to process things. So,
the words of the great somebody that said this: facts don't care about your feelings.
I mean, you're paraphrasing what I said, but I know you're trying to quote someone.
Someone said it. Damn it.
Someone said it, but I don't know. It's probably Max in the comments.
Probably. The great philosopher Max Rangers King 669 said. Bruce Man Batwing.
Not Batwing. Batwing, yeah. Bruce Man Batwing. Let's see here. But yes, that I try to remove from that, and some people aren't able to do that as much. I admit, you get the swell of emotion as a fan, but that's sometimes why I don't go live the minute after a game, whether it's Cowboys, Mavs, Sooners, whatever. I always try and wait at least 24 hours to process and let everything filter out.
People like that.
I was professional in defeat on my show today talking about college football. I was professional. I only cried for 10 minutes.
I'm going to take a listen to that later.
King busy. We better not trade Dennis. We're not.
You were so lucky.
Don't worry about that.
I was in a place where I was out of service when that was...
Man, I could hear you, like, wetting your pants during that 21-point comeback.
I was watching
all the way from...
because
I was on... We were on the phone at one point.
To digress
and right as it was starting, I heard you go, like, oh no.
that was when...
that was the run by...
what's the...
I think that was the Kyler Murray run.
Yeah, the 70-something.
I hear, oh no.
Yeah, well, I said something.
Kent's got my back. He was very professional.
Yeah, I said something. I'm pretty sure I said the other word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was funny, too, because I can tell by how he was running, and, like, something happened with...
the angle and everything.
Yeah, something happened with the guy I was watching his TV. It kind of, like, went black or whatever.
Yeah.
But I could just tell by how fast he was going in the angle. I was like, crap.
Yep. All right, back to this here. Wes is an overrated perimeter defender to me, in my opinion.
Damn.
He can be great on the ball, but off the ball, it's iffy, and he's only getting older.
Damn.
Okay, well, you know, he's not going to be here beyond this year. Try and flip him for a...
No.
I don't know what you would get for him. I've had that question come up a lot. It's impossible to say right now because we don't know how he is in season. If he's hitting threes at a solid clip and he's playing good on-ball defense, then you'll be able to flip him to a playoff team. Houston will probably give him...
That's what I'm saying. So my projection for him is a late first round to a team who needs a perimeter defender and
probably has multiple first-round picks to give up.
And probably, or doesn't really prioritize the draft as high as because they're just...
That's tough because almost everyone's doing better at that now. This isn't like the Mavs through the early 2000s, late 2000s, early
but
teens,
if they're in a win now, so yeah, true. Pretty much almost our whole Mavs
until the last two
career.
Seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, they got Josh Howard.
Draft. Yeah. Who we going to draft? Maurice Ager. I don't know. I don't care. Who's that?
Giannis. Who's this Giannis guy?
Yeah, go ahead and...
What Greek basketball players ever been worth a damn?
Who's that? Shane Larkin. Go ahead. Just give him
Yeah.
a freaking... Roderick Bobova, I agree.
Kleber is a good weak side defender. Yep, he has been so far.
Yeah.
Curious to see how he continues to grow.
We saw some things last year. You were getting some blocks, getting some... like I said, he's sneaky athletic. Like, you look at him and he looks like you ain't nothing.
Right.
And he'll rise up. He caught some bodies last year too.
Yeah,
so
he did.
We'll see.
Christian, for some reason, I can see the Mavs going after Porzingis, but don't know where he stands with the Knicks. What do you think about the move if it becomes available? If it becomes available, hell yes. But
yeah,
I don't see him getting away from the Knicks.
I don't see him.
I think they're going to money whip him, and I think
especially because they're beginning to build some.
Yeah, there's
Kevin Knox is showing.
Yeah, the last year and a half, I would say the Knicks have been doing some good things. I like what they're doing. They'll probably hang on to him, honestly, unless he just is hell bent on leaving.
Which I don't think he will be.
Probably not. Of course, Dennis Smith is a keeper. Get Joker and you are good.
I mean, he would just kill everybody on this side, I guess. I don't know. Who's Joker?
Who is Joker?
Are you saying
Joakim?
Jokic from Denver?
Maybe. Pors is a good choice too. Porzingis.
Yeah.
So I think it means Jokic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be.
That was one of the things that was kind of weird about when Seth Curry went to. I mean, it's not necessarily crowded, but it's
I was looking next level at that. I was trying to figure out if Max is Bruce Man Batwayne, who is the Joker in this analogy. So I'm like trying to analyze. I'm trying to analyze everything going on here in the chat. Like, all right, who's Max's greatest enemy?
Who's gonna give up themselves? Anyway, I mean, so Seth, he goes into a team where, Damian Lillard's going to play 30-plus minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
CJ McCollum. That's
an official nickname for
the Joker. Okay, that's what I thought. Of course, Rangers King. God dang, dude. I feel like your hand, it's like you had these things planned out, bro. Anyway, what was I saying?
You're talking about Seth Curry?
Yeah, okay. So, Damian Lillard's going to be playing 30-plus minutes a game. 30, maybe 33, 35 minutes a game. Or something stupid high like that. Not necessarily that much. Crunk? And CJ McCollum is also going to play 30-plus minutes a game. And I just see Seth. I mean, they're not going to play three guard lineup. If I was Portland, I would be trying to get freaking Jimmy Butler right now. I'm hearing that trade from him to Miami.
Yeah, that fell through. They had it finalized in final moments, and then it fell apart last minute.
Yeah.
Because at the last minute, Minnesota said, "No, we also want this." Here's the thing: Butler will get moved because he's not going to re-sign there. They're gonna move him. They're just trying to get as much as they can for him. Their price will fall because as the deadline approaches, they're gonna realize unless we really think we're winning the championship this year, there's no point keeping him. There's no point hanging on for that. So it is what it is. Stop looking at fantasy football.
I'm sorry, Devin Cook is out.
That was just the app that happened to be open on my phone. I was waiting on you to be like, I just saw your damn phone.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I'm destroying that guy. In both my leagues.
Porzingis. What up, Cowboy Crunk?
Is that your brother, Max? Marcos?
Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever.
Is Marcos and Max
Marcos
related?
Levy? I don't think so. What up, Marcos? I saw Marcos had a question earlier. He asked, I'm not to it in the thing, but I saw it come by. He asked how long Barnes is out. From what I understand, they've always said just the preseason. I've heard nothing about it going into the regular season, but you never know with a hamstring. That's an injury that can linger.
Yep.
So, I mean, who knows? I'm sure they're doing everything to get him ready for the opener because you already know you're down Dirk in the opener. And who else could be missing in the openers? Who else is on there? Okay, maybe that is
Dirk and Harrison.
Yeah, okay. But yes, that's what I understand of his situation right now.
Well,
39 games, lost less than 5 points. That's what he meant, 39 games, less than 5 points. We're dummies. We thought he was saying someone averaged 5 points and scored fewer than. That makes sense.
Okay.
God, it's a good thing we're pretty.
Yeah. Sometimes the
Mavs were 24 wins last year. Dang it, Max.
We knew that.
No, I said 23, and then I doubled the 46.
Oh, Darreck!
I know.
23 was the freaking...
I know.
I'm going to try to impress people with my basketball knowledge.
Oh, you're going to go back one more year?
23 was the amount of wins that the Oklahoma City Thunder had.
Year one
of, so I know that number is probably singed in your brain.
Yeah, I especially liked how they went to 50
like the next year and lost in the first round of the playoffs to the
eventual champion Lakers.
And then lost to the eventual champion Mavericks.
In the next year in the West Finals.
And then lost to the eventual
champions. And then we don't need to get into this.
Champions in the finals the year after that.
And then we know Snake.
And
of course, that all started.
What'd you think about him showing up to Seattle in the Seattle jersey?
I think he's a pandering.
He's a pandering.
He panders. So he could have worn his own.
That's what I'm saying.
His own Sonics jersey. He's just pandering. That's all it is. Somebody love me.
Anyway, let's get to more.
They liked me in this city. I didn't betray them.
Y'all like me, right?
They probably liked him more when he snubbed OKC.
Yeah. He moved closer to us.
Yeah. Moved closer, and he left the team that left them. Yeah. So they're like, yes! That's all that was pandering. He's such a such a B word.
Such a little...
Wait, do I have a good drop for this? Nope. That's the Dion. The answer was, I don't have a good drop for it. I was like, do I have a drop for it? And then I was like, it's already taken too long. You have the Draymond Green. Nope.
Costa's still green, but oh, sorry, where are we at?
41 wins this year. I'll be ecstatic.
Oh yeah.
Greetings from a good old Germany. Love the show. Hey, Ruff, what's up? Thank you, sir. Got a guy from Germany here. That's what's up.
Oh,
I've
nice.
I've seen Ruff Reven in the house before. What's up, buddy?
Greetings. If they hit 41, I'll be excited. Yeah. Here's the thing. What I was saying. I don't know if I broke this down. I probably did later on in the or earlier in the pod.
Oh, he's correcting you again down here, man.
What? What did I say?
Right here? No, down here. Ranger King, got you again. When you said Stan, he meant fan.
What the?
That's an NBA Twitter term.
Oh my gosh! I just told you I'm not that much of a Twitter person. God,
Kostas.
Unfreaking believable.
Hey, either come correct or don't come at all.
Oh my God, Max! I'm gonna fight you. Anyway, do you think Kostas or whatever? What I was saying before. I probably said this before in an earlier podcast, but one of the things we need to see. I think the big step that we need to see from the Mavs this year is, can they be entertaining? You are an entertaining basketball team before you start to stack up the wins.
Mm-hmm.
So you either crappy like the 76ers won back when Michael Carter Williams was their rookie of the year. Now they before they went to the playoffs, I mean, we saw something. We're like, okay, if what's his name can actually stay on the court, that you can see them being a somewhat decent team. They're entertaining.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing with the Warriors before they are what they were today. We saw the same thing with the Timberwolves before they are what they are today. Before they got Jimmy Butler. So we just need to see the next step, which is not sucking and winning 24 games, Darreck, but winning more than that, but also being entertaining. So,
yeah.
And I do think that's what we're going to see this year. If it was 41 wins, I will freaking be flipping tables and doing backflips, and we'll be having a good time. And I wouldn't be mad that we didn't make the playoffs.
Hey, I fixed my drops. My nope didn't play earlier. How it is. I produce on the fly. See, look. Nope.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything.
If I do this, you'll hear it. But then you might get reverb on the mic, which means I can only do this once.
Nope.
Oh. Nope. What was he saying that for?
Did they win? Nope.
Oh, okay.
Why? They suck. Are we good? Yup. That whole thing. Dejan, you people still don't understand what Luka means for the team. What do you mean, you people? Still don't understand what he means for the team.
What do they
What
mean?
did we say that was critical of Luka?
Well, I don't even know.
I don't think we said anything critical of Luka. Maybe just that we were talking about like his impact on the team and wins. He's projecting saying that we're saying too few of wins. I mean, if that's the case, if Luka is equal to or greater than 41 wins in his rookie year, I'm ecstatic. Yeah. I will gladly eat crow for that. But, I mean, we're going off of everything that's been laid out and what we know. Vegas has it 34.5 wins. We gave an extra, not gave you, we gave in our estimates an extra like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're not too far off, but we'll see.
We are excited though. Thank you for allowing Luka, your countryman, to come down to Dallas and represent the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA.
I don't know that he's his countryman, but
he said I thought Dejan Zili's from Slovenia.
Is he? I thought he said something up here of Saudi Arabia.
No, that
was the one I couldn't read.
Yes.
I don't know. We've had maybe. Regardless,
he said he's watched all his professional games.
Okay. Kostas is still green, but can become a very good player and a bait to get his brother as well. Oh man, he came on you with all caps. All caps. Max came at you.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. Yeah, Kostas is green. He can be a very good player.
What does stand mean?
I don't know. Ridiculous hardcore fan. I don't know. It's not an acronym if that's what it stands for. Can be a very good player and bait for his brother as well. Can be a very good player. I don't think he's the ceiling of his brother.
No.
He's more raw than his brother was coming over. He's also older than his brother was coming over.
Yep.
And can he be bait to get Giannis? Sure. But I think Giannis is up for grabs anyway because he'll be a free agent 2020 or 2021, one of those. And he's in Milwaukee. And I got to think that, especially if you've already lost Chris Middleton by then, got to think that they're not going to be in a great place. Mm-hmm. And he'll be available. And if you got Luka Doncic balling out and you got Dennis Smith Jr. looking like a most improved player, you got all that in place and you got his brother, why not?
Championship?
Who knows? Would I put money on it? Not really.
Not now.
But would I be stunned?
We have time.
Maybe.
We don't need to put money on it now.
Sorry for the exaggeration. No, you're good. You're good, Ranger King. We're just joking with you. I think he's talking about this. Also, because Isaac loves UNC, never been to the USA, never been outside of Saudi Arabia, but still a Mavs is my passion. Let's go Mavs. Hey,
nice.
That's what's up, man. Yes, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got Mavs content every week. And, I don't know. I mean, if you got YouTube, I gotta think your internet situation's not crazy different from ours.
Yeah.
Check out DallasSportsFanatic.com or TheDallasProspect.com. That one's my site. Dallas Sports Fanatic is a site I write for, and you'll get more Mavs content that way. Because of MJ, he was very professional. Oh, that was earlier. Eliminating fan bias is one of my biggest things I need to work on for becoming a scout. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough, and it's been within just the last year and change of me doing Dallas Prospect that I've honestly gotten better at it.
This is why I don't want to be a scout too.
As I said in my show earlier, a year ago even, or 2 years ago especially, during that entire comeback, I would have been like pacing the room. I would have been like just going through all the emotions, like raging at the machine. OU Texas.
Okay.
Raging at the machine and all of that, and then I would have been like devastated at the defense, just like drama. But now I was watching it. My heart got beaten a little bit. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then I was like, it's gonna come down to the defense needing a stop. It's not happening. But yeah, that was my impression. I've just kind of learned how to take that step back, and it has helped me a little bit. I'm still a fan of these teams. I'm still passionate about them, and I want them to succeed. But I can disconnect just enough that I can be unbiased when I need to be.
Yeah, not a raging lunatic about the Mavs drafting Luka Doncic.
No, I didn't. No, we don't need to get into that. But no, I did not rage in that way. Wes Matthews, Devin Harris, and JJ Barea for a late first-round pick sounds nice. That's a loaded package.
That is loaded package.
2-point guards and your starting small forward for a late first round.
For nothing in return.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that says that they want to make playoffs, but then again, if we're talking, no, because you'd have to do that at the break. So February, they're still going to be in try to make playoff mode. I don't know that they would do that. Hey, Donnie wanted Giannis, blame Cuban. That's what I've been doing. I said that in my first
we're,
video.
We're super behind on because I saw that a long time
well, not that
ago.
far. Here's the scroll bar. Joker is Jokic. Joker.
See, that Joker thing was like 30 minutes ago.
They do not have the game team. All right, here. I'm going to skim through.
Okay.
Curry is just going to take Shabazz Napier's role from last year, about 20 minutes. Dan Bailey looking bad. Dim Boy says Dan Bailey looking bad.
Oh, no.
There you go. Dallas looks smart for cutting him. Nope. Marcos is from Uruguay, I think. Nerlens has been looking solid for OKC. Yup. Don't know if that will be easy for Seth just to take Shabazz minutes. Shabazz.
I'm sure it should be easy. You sound like the dude from South Park.
Quite good last year. I got to rag on you too, DDP. How about them horns? Yeah. Just wait. I will return next year with such fury.
Fire and fury.
Crap, I scrolled away. I lost the spot. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Seth was quite good, if you recall. Seth was quite good. 2 years ago. True.
He was.
We're like just commentating on their back and forth. How many pieces do the Mavs need to contend in the West? How many pieces? I mean, it's more what would the right piece be? Like, if they did pull off, I mean, and it's also subjective too. Like, contend in the West, or are we saying like be a favorite to go to the Western Conference Finals? Because if that's the case, that's really hard to project right now because you just have to assume how certain guys continue to develop. Said Williams. There you go. Joining in on it. Yeah, it's turning into that kind of thing. We'll get to that. Here, I'll hit the one that's on screen now. Dennis, why is it DDP, not TDP? DDP is a reference to my favorite wrestler growing up, Diamond Dallas Page. It's because I was doing Cowboys talk with Law Nation, Big Game James, and even the producer of the show, Producer G. They all had nicknames, and then they were throwing it over here to Darreck. And it just didn't come across very cool. So they were throwing out all kinds of nicknames, most of which I love the guys, most of which were trash. And I was like, well, before you just call me Dallas Prospect, which will confuse me about if you're talking about the channel, the site, or me, why not just add one more letter and go DDP? And then DDP will, instead of being Diamond Dallas Page, will be Diamond Dallas Prospect. Same letters and everything like that. So TDP would be the Dallas Prospect. If real DDP ever actually comes at me with a cease and desist, that might be what I have to transition to.
Or you will fight him to the death.
I will take a diamond cutter and lose. But yes, Diamond Dallas Prospect is DDP. So that's why I am DDP. Quite good. How many pieces do the Mavs need? Again, that's hard to say right now. Part of it is you're just trying to project where guys are going to be in their development.
And a lot of our main pieces,
But if you added like a
lot
Middleton,
of our main pieces are developing right now.
Exactly.
So.
If you add in like a Middleton or something, that definitely gives you a jump start. But contending, that's subjective too. My thinking as far as them being a top 4 team in the West, potentially if things all develop right and break right, I would say you're probably looking somewhere in like the 4-year range. That sounds about right. I mean, they could get there faster if things go right, but that seems like a not crazy thought to put out there. If you keep building right and guys develop like you think.
Yep. So I'm getting a lot of texts on my phone. If you guys are hearing something.
No, you're good. But you're right. If he can regain form from the bench, talking about Curry still. West contender. Enyi, let's make peace. Just here to help. If you like the lyric, says look up JID. Oh no, it's all good, Max.
No, it's not.
All right, well that's your guys' thing.
I'm just playing. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Can't go through another 92 Mavs this season. Nowhere close to that season. No, this is not the 92 Mavs. Don't worry about that.
Stop.
Does Carlisle need to adjust some of the offense to Dennis Smith Jr.'s skill set, or does Dennis Smith Jr. need to fit into Carlisle's offense? Late in the year, they played Luka. They played Dennis Smith more off the ball, and I think that's going to pay dividends with Luka coming in now this year. And in preseason, it's looked like it's been pretty helpful for them already as well. So I think it's more Dennis having to adapt to Carlisle, because Dennis, although he is probably going to be the lead scorer on the team in the next year or so.
I think with the addition of Dennis, with the addition of Luka, with the addition of Luka, it definitely helps Dennis to be, I guess, utilize more of his strengths for the team, because he's always been known as a scorer.
Yep.
Not the person that has to set up anyone. That can be Luka's role. Luka is more of a playmaker, Then Dennis is
defiant.
Luka.
Vegas doesn't know Luka.
Yeah,
I do. Hey man, I respect that. Again,
true.
If you are right on this, and
hey, you know what?
Has that impact,
Dejan?
I will send you a shirt if they make the playoffs.
And I will
free shirt.
And I will make sure that people know that it was you that let everyone know that Luka is a super truth. That we think he's the truth, but you think he's even better than that.
Yep.
But something that we don't know. So cool.
And we don't mean that in a sarcastic way at all. We will absolutely do that.
I super hope you're right.
I always tell people, if people correct me on something, I don't get upset about it. I just go, cool, I learned something.
Yep.
I'll give you credit. I'll shout you out for opening my eyes or mind to something and move on. Like, cool, now I'm better equipped to keep doing the show. We answered that. Luka plus Dennis plus DeAndre Jordan will produce boatload of highlights this year. Yes, sir, and that's why we think that they will be better with regard to free agency as far as attracting guys. Getting the proverbial big fish.
Yep.
Well, I don't know why I'm cupping the fish. That sends mixed messages. Where's the towel?
That's how you get your fish. Like, fish. Yeah, man. I mean, it helped the Clippers when they were.
Stan is from the Eminem song. I love you guys. That's it. We've decoded it.
That's what it means. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
I wonder why. Anyway, so what were we talking about before?
Comments above. Apparently, yep. I agree. He's saying the Stan thing. It's just Max is saying, yep.
Anyway.
Let's see. Luka, Rookie of the Year. Dennis Smith, Most Improved Player. DeAndre, Defensive Player. Hey, if they pull a clean sweep like that. Woo!
I thought they said Luka MVP. I was like,
no.
That would be awesome, but
Rookie
probably not happening.
Said, sorry I'm late, fan. Remember how I asked you how soon the Greek Freak 2.0 will be unleashed? Do you still feel the same?
When did he say? How long did he say?
I'm trying to remember exactly. Remember when I asked how soon I think Greek Freak 2.0 will be unleashed? I do remember the question. I want to say it's been within the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's fairly recent. Do I still feel the same? So he's basically saying Kostas is playing much better in the preseason, and at the time my answer was that he would need a year or two on the Legends.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that's probably the case.
Still needs a year or two.
Yeah, I still think that's probably the case. I think probably what I told him, and I'm paraphrasing, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I think what I was saying was a year or two in the Legends, and then in year 3 ready to really contribute for the Mavs. I think that's what I said. If not, let me know if you remember that differently, and I will probably accept defeat. Lance Armstrong? What?
Huh?
Lance Armstrong equals...
Question mark? Did he?
Daryl Armstrong, the Mavs assistant coach. I don't know what you're saying, T. Yuli.
3 expiring guys.
You typo. I'm so confused.
All right.
3 expiring guys. So I mean, what else are we gonna do? And there's
Luka makes everyone better. Agreed.
Yep. That makes sense. Yes. DDP. Even if Dallas drafted Giannis, it's not certain he would develop at the rate he has in Milwaukee. Kid played a big part in Giannis developing. Yeah, he definitely played a big role, and that's why Giannis was so upset when Kid got fired. And that was one of the first things that they really pointed to, saying like, oh, if Giannis ever leaves Milwaukee, this will be one of those things that he remembers. Mm-hmm. Of course, then he's since signed an extension since then, so it must not have been that bad at the time.
Hey.
I agree with Williams. Rick doesn't play many raw rookies. Yep. Kids' faith in Giannis and in rebuilding helped Giannis grow. I agree. We'll never know. That's the thing. We'll never know for sure. And it might have been a different rate of development, but even if you don't have full Greek Freak like he is in Milwaukee now, I would have liked to have whatever Greek Freak we had in Dallas by now. Of course, then you don't know what the team is, because then you're not going to probably end up with Dennis Smith or Luka. Of course, who knows? Maybe they fall a few spots and instead wind up with Donovan Mitchell last year. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't pretend to have all the answers. I just pretend
you
to know
don't have
them.
all the answers, Sway. All right, let's continue.
I mean, it would have developed in Frisco at least somewhat. That's fair. Maybe it would have developed nicely. Ball is at home. Luka's hands. Dennis off the ball. Ball is at home in Luka's hands. Dennis Smith off the ball. They'll do a little bit of that. Luka will be definitely a main primary handler. That was super. Main primary is redundant.
Yep.
Do you guys think DeAndre will handle the ball more than in LA? I think he'll be a better passer that you'll see.
Yeah, he definitely
passed from the high post.
He
4 assists in the first game.
Yeah, he showcased that a lot more. Of course,
you'll see that. Ball handling, no.
He was not playing against
the Mighty Ducks of Beijing.
I mean, hey, they had Justin Hamilton.
I think I saw Goldberg protecting the net. Hey, if I'm going Mighty Ducks references, I'm going
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Hey, it wasn't me. Anyway,
I think he'll get more assists.
One of the greatest sports movies. Yeah,
I think he's a better passer than he gets credit for.
Yep.
As far as ball handling, I don't think you'll see him doing much, if anything, off the dribble, other than maybe one dribble to a handoff to like a curling Dennis Smith or Luka. Kid play Giannis at point guard a lot his rookie year. Luka MVP in 4 to 5 years. Okay, I'll like that.
I say 3.
2 weeks. 2 weeks is the new time for how fast Luka is. Yes, sir, it was. Okay, so yes, 2 weeks ago is when I made that point. Any news about Haka Jordan? It is a nightmare, man. My name is Abdullah. Oh, okay. You can't. Yeah, no, I cannot read Arabic. Abdullah, I'll get that. All right. As far as Haka DeAndre, yeah, that's going to be a very real thing.
It's going to be a good thing.
It's been his whole career, though.
It's going to be a real thing, but he has been improving his free throw shooting. So
he has gotten better the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad as Flying V, though. Oh, my gosh, that's great. Anyway.
Imagine if DeAndre Jordan is Defensive Player of the Year level. Lot due to a motor. Even the Clipper fans questioned early on. Even if he has this year, watch out. Even if he has it. Oh, if he has it this year, watch out. Worried about his post-D screen abilities since he's slimmed. Yeah, he has slimmed down a pretty good bit.
Yep.
And that is something I was wondering about as well.
Yeah, he was fine.
But let's see. So we've been going an hour, 22 minutes. All right, we've hit the 3 final questions point. Wow, that was fast. We'll say 3 after this one because that was literally as I was holding up the fingers.
Okay.
Do you guys think we should try to trade Powell for another good perimeter defender? I don't think he will improve much, and we also have Maxey, Spalding, and Luka, and Barnes who can play the 4. I'll take point on this one first. So I think Dwight Powell had a good year last year. I know he's looking to build on it, but I do tend to think that Dwight Powell is probably close to his ceiling at this point. Would you agree with that?
Dwight Powell?
Dwight Powell.
Yeah.
If that's the case,
I don't see him developing much of anything else.
And with that being the case and the logjam at power forward he was mentioning, he does come across as more expendable.
Mm-hmm.
What you could get for him, I don't know. I don't know what, not by himself at least. He'd have to be part of a package deal.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I would be interested. Again, no disrespect to what he did last year. Last year he proved me wrong. He had a very good year, I thought, last year. Because even in my, my worst contracts in Mavs history, I took a little bit of a pot shot at his current contract. But we'll see. I mean, you got him this year, and he's got a player option after that, so he'll probably be here if you don't trade him anyway.
If we try to trade him by himself, and he said he wants a perimeter defender, it will most likely be a perimeter defender.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he, or as pretty much all that perimeter defender can do is defend the perimeter.
Yeah.
So we're probably talking like, let's say we trade with the Cavs for David Nwaba, who might not be the most skilled offensively. But might not be the most skilled offensively, but is really good defensively.
Yeah.
And we can bring in, to help us close games in case we need someone. Hey, make sure they don't score a point.
Yeah.
So put him in and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really see us getting much of anything of significance for Dwight Powell.
I agree that there's probably a need to move him if you want to open up, like for Spalding and guys like that.
If we're seeing much improvement for Maxey,
then you probably need to, but I don't know what of note you'll get in return. No. Should we sign Jamal Crawford and trade Devin again? I like that. That's kind of cold to do that, but it could happen. You never know. Yep. As far as Crawford, man, he's still out there.
He is.
And I kind of want to.
I wouldn't mind.
I mean, we've got scorers on the bench, obviously, but we don't have enough.
Max, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but do we still have our 4.4?
Somewhere he's over there.
She's looking up something before I even ask him what to look up. Do we still have our 4.4 mid-level exception? I believe we still do, but Max,
pretty sure, yes.
Max will probably put it in the chat
to
verify.
But Crawford would give you extra 3-point shooting, which is something I think that they're lacking a little bit of now.
And a little bit more flair.
A little flair, a little shimmy. Yeah. I would absolutely do it if he's. That's why I'm curious. Why is he unsigned? Is it that he's just literally sitting back? He's had offers. He's like, no, I want to see. I want to see who steps out, and then I can come in.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But would I have interest in him? Yes. Trading Devin Harris. It's a crowded backcourt, so it's entirely possible. Him and Brea are both entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Carlisle is a stickler over dribbling in his offense, does that hinder Luka in his skill set for creating offense?
No.
I don't think so. No, I think in certain situations you just let a guy play to his strength, and Luka is enough of a dynamic playmaker that Carlisle will have to kind of take a little bit of a step back in that regard and just let him be him, because the worst thing you can do is try and put chains on Luka as far as the offense is concerned.
All right. Do you want to touch on the GM survey that?
Yeah, funnily enough, I mentioned that in my new article that's supposed to be coming out. Up over 30 views now. Nice. As soon as I said something. Let's see here. So the GM surveys, I think 43% was the favorite for the percentage that favored Luka Doncic to win Rookie of the Year.
If you remember correctly from the surveys before, which was other rookies who they don't get paid to evaluate talent, they believe that who will get Rookie of the Year? They probably
he's this already on it that he already sent me the link on Twitter.
For what?
Max, this GM survey, so we can accurately cite it.
You were right, 43%. Yeah. I remember that number correctly.
I just meant like in general with full context.
All right, whatever. Let's see what Max. He's everywhere. You read it.
You read it. All right, you stall and read some of these comments while I skim through here.
Maxey is better than Dwight. Maxey has had a better preseason than Dwight. Let's pump the brakes. It is preseason, but Maxey for these first 2 games has shown a better offensive game than Dwight. So maybe he can close the gap to where we can create some more minutes for him.
So Luka is 43% favored, like we said.
Yeah, you're right.
Number 2 is Marvin Bagley III at 17%. Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? This is very different. DeAndre Ayton, 27%. Jaren Jackson, 27%. Luka, 17%. So that's just in 5 years. Which rookie was the biggest steal in the draft for where they were selected?
If I know the GMs, they should be right.
Number 6 has Luka at 7%.
That's not.
You got
that's dumb.
Gilgeous Alexander, 27%.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
Yeah. V.
He will be the steal of draft.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which for where they were drafted.
Okay, so that,
they even got Porter Jr. above that.
Woo.
Last year was Dennis Smith was the steal. I thought it was putting Dennis in that class. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Best international player in the NBA. Yeah. I like how Doncic already ranks in that though. Yeah, it's just defense. So yeah, so that's the breakout numbers there. Thanks, Max, for sending that over.
Appreciate it. He said Dwight is so
the rest is irrelevant. If Luka has the ball in his hands, the rest is irrelevant. I like this Luka fire here. This is what I like. Maxey better than Dwight. We have money, but we don't have roster space. Yes,
we can make roster space.
We will have roster space after this year, though.
Yeah,
we'll have.
He's
space
talking about for Jamal Crawford.
Oh, you make space for that.
You can make space for that easy. You can
TB, UCB. I always messed that up the first time.
UCB.
Who won't make the 15-man roster? I think the Mavs have more than 15 guys right now. Yes.
Ding is out.
Ding is out already. You'll probably see Kostas and Spalding go play for the Legends.
Hold on. So our two-way guys right now is Kostas and Daryl Macon.
Okay.
Ray Spalding is actually on the 53-man roster, but he's probably way down there to where he's probably going to be assigned. I'm not sure if they changed up that rule since they did the two-way contracts, but he will probably get assigned down to the affiliate team. Who else is on there? Whew, this is gonna be tough. So let's go from the bottom up. So
you gotta say it with your chest, sir.
Okay, we're gonna have Jalen Brunson. We have let's start from the 5. So we have our 5. Starting 5 is Dennis Smith, Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, Luka, DeAndre. Starting 5. Bench. Dirk. JJ. Devin. Maxey, Dwight. Salah.
You can do it.
Ray Spalding. What number am I at right now?
That's 12.
Okay, 12. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Who else? Maxey.
Well,
keep your hands off the keyboard, Maxey.
You already mentioned one two-way player. You didn't mention the other, though.
Yeah.
I didn't hear Kostas.
I said Kostas and Daryl Macon. I'm not counting them on the 15.
Well, then why'd you count Spalding?
Spalding has a normal contract.
Oh, I thought he was a two-way.
Yeah, he's not two-way.
Okay.
We're allowed 2.
Two-way. Two ways.
Oh,
there you go.
No! I forgot about freaking
Brunson. I knew there was a point guard.
No, freaking Brunson and he.
Eric Anthony, what up? Your timing is not strong though, because we're wrapping up here.
We're about done. And broke him off.
We've been going over an hour and a half. Broke him off. I like that.
Broke him off. Yeah, we the 3-point layup himself.
With that stash he got going.
Yeah. I'm excited for him. I know Maxey was giving us was hyping us up with him.
I think the ladies see that and say, broke me off a piece of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mention broke off either.
Yeah, I did not mention broke off. I was getting there eventually.
I mean, half the comments beat you to it, so. And they're on a 20-second delay.
First of all.
Finney Smith.
Oh, Dorian. He's going to probably start. Too.
I was just sitting back silently, like,
how dare you?
I was just sitting back silently, wondering, like, oh, is he gonna be able to do it?
Look, people,
and I'll be honest with you. I didn't really pay attention to the first 7 names you listed. I was kind of like thinking of something else, like as far as the show, and then when I realized what you were doing, I was like, oh, I don't know where he's at. I'll just leave him to dangle in the wind. Either he'll get it or someone will correct him.
Yeah. By the way, people, I'm really tired. I literally slept.
To say. By the way, I wasn't listening to you.
Yeah, I literally just woke up, but I slept on the ground. I went camping for the first time in my life yesterday. I'm gonna say I'm not a fan. I did not get any sleep. I literally slept on grass, people. I don't know how you guys do it. So
I mean, most people sleep in a tent.
Oh, I slept on a tent above grass. So I mean,
okay.
Like,
so you're not on grass. You're actually lying.
I mean, like the only thing separating me from grass is like something,
a thin piece of plastic.
Yeah. So I'm basically sleeping on grass. Like I
totally forgot Dodo as well.
Yeah.
Dorian.
Unbelievable.
Oh, nice. Luka is better off in team. He is the definition of a team player.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that. 100%. 100.
I feel like
I gotta drop.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new catchphrase. I got to drop.
I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Dejan, I feel like you don't think that we believe in Luka the way you believe in Luka.
We believe.
I feel like, because I feel like you're trying to sell him to us when I believe in Luka Doncic. Okay? I'm super excited about him. And I don't even know what Darreck is doing. It's kind of throwing me off.
I'm trying to find drops.
But I should have brought a sleeping bag, amigo. You know what, Max? I'm so done with
the
you.
fight is on.
I'm so
and
done.
Here we go.
I'm about to freaking Khabib you.
Did any actually sleep on the grass last night? Nope.
So freaking dumb. And that's the show. Oh, man.
Did Enyi get all of the names right on the list?
Would you stop?
No.
Would you freaking... Let's look. All right.
You know why? Because you blew it. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Not really paid. We actually don't. For this show, we don't have any paid sponsors.
Not yet.
Actually, you know what? I can't even say paid sponsors accurately. For the Cowboys side, we got the Cowboys Experience, who's setting us up pretty nice. That's cool.
Yeah. Can I tag along with y'all to Oxnard next year?
To Oxnard, that part might be difficult, but
dang it.
Might be able to get you into a game. Might. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, I should get access to the Mavericks. I literally slept on the grass. That's why I said no.
No, I'm not.
You said literally.
Oh,
you said literally.
Gosh.
You said literally.
Semantics. Okay, whatever.
But yes. So hopefully, with Dallas Sports Fanatic, I will sometimes throughout the season get credentials for the Mavs games.
Cool.
I will get locker room video and access. That'll go up on the channel as well.
Cool.
We'll hook you guys up with all that stuff. I need a Wonder Boy.
I like the Luka.
I'll seek that out. Yeah, I'll seek those out. I'll seek that out for Luka Legend. But anyway, what do you think of Dennis Smith Jr.'s Under Armour sneakers?
I'm not necessarily.
I'm not the sneaker guy.
I'm not a fan of Under Armour basketball sneakers. I like that he does have a deal with them. I just can't wait for him to get a signature deal, because if he ever comes out with a signature shoe, I'll actually pay money to buy said shoe. Are you unplugging that so you can use drops?
What? No. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's the show. No.
Yep. Keep working. Keep working. Keep grinding.
What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
Of course.
I could throw a curveball and be like, hey, keep working, keep grinding. Nope, with a little grind, I shortened it.
What?
Bumping grind.
How dare you mess with the classic?
Hey, we don't even need to get into that guy's baggage. We'll wrap up the show as we have gone fully off the rails here.
Yeah. It was fun, though.
And I'm sure that sound clip was enough for YouTube to pop me with a copyright claim. So we'll see. Worth it. Worth it. But that's our time for the show, guys. I'm DDP with Dallas Prospect.
I'm Enyi and Darreck. What are we doing?
Yeah. Tune in next week. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Follow. What have you? Max, I know.
What did he say?
No, he's giving me a link. Oh, he found the Wonder Boy thing. I'll get that.
Okay.
That's my mistake. I had the phone down, so you're hearing the vibrations probably on the thing. Yes, R. Kelly. Worth it. But until next time, guys, remember, you want the tagline?
Oh, it's that. Yeah. Every legend begins...
Oh my God, you're fired. You're just fired from the
I'm freaking tired, okay? I'm freaking tired. I slept on the ground, man. I slept on the freaking ground. I don't care what you say. I slept for like 30 minutes. I had no sleep. What? No. You don't tell me what I experienced. I slept on the freaking ground. Okay?
Every legend was once a prospect.
Yeah,
salute.
Yeah.
You blew it!